What is truly the fastest way that you can make the best content for your business without spending any additional money on equipment, hiring professionals, on content creation, and on management? Watch this video and I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do, what you need to know, and the resources you need to create the best content for your business with no additional cost. So let's get straight into it. So starting off with what you need to know, it's that consistency is king. Here's where 90% of businesses fail when it comes to creating content on social media. Now you'd probably think it's something along the lines of they don't know what to post, or they run out of storage, or they get so busy with all the leads they're currently getting, they can't actually manage it. So it's none of those. The biggest thing that people fail with when it comes to social media is consistency. It's staying to the posting, staying to the good idea generation. It's staying to creating content that keeps your users and audience's attention consistently over years, not just days, not months, not quarters, over years of time. This is what builds trust, what builds the audience, and what builds better content creation skills. See, if you just start a new skill, you're not going to be good at it. If you went ahead and picked up skateboarding, you're not going to be like Tony Hawk, a seasoned pro. You're probably going to be okay if you put in the hours of practice. And just like all things, the start will be hard. The start will challenge your ego the most. It will force you to get and learn a new skill. It will force you to do new things, and it will feel weird and it will feel awkward. And when you're putting it out there online to hundreds of people, it's going to feel stressful because you're going to think, well, what's so-and-so going to think? What's this person going to think? And creating good content means that you cannot let these opinions hold you down and get in the way of you being yourself on camera and helping other people with your content. Keep watching and I'm gonna tell you how you can shoot and how you can speak on camera so that you create the best content with little to no equipment. Number one, you're going to need to speak like a normal human. You're going to need to speak like yourself as you would a coworker, a friend, an employee. You can't put on an adversarial voice and get all corporate and start speaking like you're some type of professional. You have to speak normally, and you have to understand that all the little things that make up your language and your lexicon are the things that are required for you to say on camera, because that's what's going to allow people to be drawn to you. I know it's hard at the start, but you have to try as hard as possible not to refer to your professional ego and get all adversarial and corporate and, correct. So number two, and this is the biggest thing I see people make mistakes with, it's starting and stopping the recording when they make a mistake. If you make a stutter, that can be edited afterwards. But if you have 10 different audio files, you have to put them all together and edit 10 different things. So don't stop the recording, don't stop the camera, don't stop the phone, do not press the stop button when you make a grammatical mistake. Just go back, re-edit it out. There's plenty of ways you can do this. You can hire an editor, you can do it yourself. But the main thing is you're going to spend so much more time wasting on starting and stopping and editing all of these things just because you started and stopped the recording more than once. One thing you really need to take into consideration is the equipment. You need to shoot and use what you have. If you have an old professional shooting camera, use that. If you know someone who does, ask to borrow it, learn about it on YouTube and use that. If you don't have any of those and you just have your iPhone, use that. That's the most important thing. You can shoot in landscape or you can put it in portrait and just shoot in 1080p or 4K at 30 frames a second. So that's the second thing, it's shooting. You can super easily go buy a tripod that goes up and down at Kmart, a ring light. You can go on Temu nowadays and find anything for a fraction of the cost that it would have prehistorically cost you to get videography equipment. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying this is a professional long-term solution. I'm saying it's what's necessary and what's required to start off. So using these techniques is good to know, but what do you have to do in order to shoot great content as fast as possible for your business with as little money as possible? Now, when it comes to shooting content, you have to, number one, have something you're talking about. Now, I suggest if you're a professional and you want to stay a business professional, you use educational videos. Now you can do informational or entertainment videos, but these videos are a different type of video, and for a long-term solution, you're probably not going to want to do these entertainment and information videos over the long term because they don't necessarily directly relate to putting more income into your business or giving you more traffic. And that's the main thing we're trying to do here. The main thing we're trying to do is get income and traffic into your business using social media by helping more people at a large scale. See, when we leverage content, instead of having to just use social media to make a post, we can use it to have videos that reach thousands and thousands of people if the ideas are good. Now, how do we create good ideas? I'm gonna get into that now, so keep watching. To save you time as a business owner, the best way you can find ideas is emulate others. Now, keep in mind, this isn't copying and this isn't appropriating. It's emulating what others have done in your own style with your own unique information and your own experience and stories. Now, that's what's gonna separate it and make it unique. So how do you do that? What you're gonna do is you're gonna find your niche, which is the business you're in, the services you sell, etc. For us, it's marketing. Then you're going to find the top 20 small YouTubers, creators, influencers on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever platform you're shooting on, and you're going to get them in a list and you're going to see their most popular video. Go to their videos and click on most popular. You'll have an idea for the types of ideas that go viral in your own niche. You have to gather the resources it's going to take to put a video in place. So this is step number 3, and it's the final step to creating great content. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your phone or your camera and your equipment, set it up in a room that looks nice like this, set it up in an area which is generally quiet and you can get away with talking. And again, at the end of the day, you are talking to a camera. It's as if you're talking to a person without a response. So that's what you have to get in your head. So you're gonna set up your equipment. The next most important thing is your audio. So if you don't have good audio on YouTube or even on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, most people aren't going to put up with it, and your attention is gonna look something like this or like this. So what you need to do is go out and get a cheap Bluetooth microphone, or if you don't have the money for that, stand as close as you can to your camera. That way, the microphone will pick it up pretty good. It will pick it up close enough to where the audio quality is good, but it's not bad. Now, the next most important thing, you need to set up your camera in a place that has the best angles. So whether that's angles for the lighting, whether that's angles for just the aesthetic background, you need to find that spot, because people are more inclined to click on a video if 1, the idea is good, 2, the audio is good, and 3, background and the visual hooks is good. Keep that in mind. Now, if you don't have access to lighting and you're not willing to go out and buy cheap lighting online, you have to utilize the sun. You have to utilize what you already have, whether that be a sunlight, a window that you're next to, whether that be anything. As long as you have access to consistent lighting, you could even use a monitor, just a white screen monitor, put it to the side, and there you go, you have lighting on your face. So what's the last thing that's required to film good content? Now, that's B-roll footage. You would have seen this throughout the video, and you would have seen other graphics come and go throughout this content. Now, this is the last thing. Now, I don't always recommend this because not everyone has the time luxury to put these things in their videos. And if you don't know how, that's an even bigger roadblock and stop hazard to creating content. So what you need to do to just give it that finishing touch is put a little bit of B-roll content that makes sense and is appropriate and what you're going for throughout your videos. So to sum it up, what you're going to do is you're going to stick to creating consistent content. You're going to find the top performing videos in your niche and in your industry and write them down and generate new ideas for your business. You're going to gather as much free equipment as you possibly can, or utilize a bit of your budget to buy some cheap equipment online. And then you're going to sit down, get in front of the camera and speak normally like a normal human being about the ideas that you generated.